All right. Shalom, Makim. Start the lesson. I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakradash. Double honor to our apostles and others, great meals from the taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim for pushing his truth in all truth and sincerity on the four corners of earth. Dylan Jalil, to I say Shalom. Okay, this is the brother Yara Arayah from the Great Stone Miami camp. And I come back to spirit power of Yahweh Bahashim. I'll try to make another lesson. Okay, in this lesson, I'll be going into how, okay, we are living in some exciting times. Things are beginning to ramp up. Okay, things are getting very serious, man. Okay, seeing what's going on with the whole Iran and Israel and the United States, where things are, the Lord is turning up the heat. Okay, and this is not just any random news. This is just this is being brought out. There's always something new happening every day. Okay, and that's through the spirit power of Yahweh Shimon Shai, man. Okay, we are living in some dangerous times, man. Now it's a hard time to wake out of slumber. Now it's a hard time to seek the Lord because things are getting really serious, man. Okay, and that's just, and that's not for us as men of the Lord to get scared, but it's for us as men of the Lord to keep doing what we've been doing. Okay, not changing up a thing. Okay, staying to the script because ultimately that's what's keeping us, that's what's keeping our head on the swivel, man. Staying locked in, man. Okay, remaining diligent, to the spirit, okay, keeping the Lord first, keeping brothers first, all right, because things are beginning to amp up, man. Things are beginning to get really serious, man. Okay, and I was out and about, okay, and there was some people that was not from Miami, okay, and they were just standing in line, okay, and they were saying how they was like, man, I was scared because of things that's going with Iran, I was scared to come to Miami. Okay, so even these other states and these other countries are noticing what's going on with Iran and Israel, and Iran is preparing for a war with America, man, and with Israel. They are preparing for a mass war with America because I was watching a video a brother just brought out. Okay, and basically Iran will say, hey, they are getting prepared. Okay, they're not scared of America coming through. All right, and that's just that's just furthering the prophecy of Joel 3. Okay, let the weak say I am strong. All right, that's just showing you what times we in, man. Things are getting really serious. Okay, and and it will behoove you to see, seek the Lord now, man. Okay, and it said this is Joel 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. All right, and when they're going to Gentile in this verse, okay, that's speaking about the other nations. Okay, and this is prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let the weak, slack let them come up. That's right, man. And that's what we're seeing now. All these nations are, preparing themselves for war because they see what's going on with, okay, America, Israel, and Iran. China's watching, there was another article, today that came out that said Putin, right? Putin is literally giving Iran, the download on where America troops are living at, man. So, although Russia is not, aiding with, with guns and all that stuff, or what we don't know, okay, because they may be doing that, just behind closed doors. But all right, we are seeing that these other nations are preparing for war, man. All right, and it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your spoon hooks into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong. That's right, man. Put your your GDPs, your funding into war. Okay, no more putting in war. No more putting your money into agriculture and trying to better the economy. No, man. These nations are focusing their funds on you know these nations are focusing their funds on military, man, because they see what's going on. Okay, they see what's taking place. All right. It says, assemble yourself and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourself together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down. And that's right, man. Assemble. And where does war, war has been starting off, and where, man, the Middle East. Okay, that's where America has been in the war most. Okay, with Afghanistan. America has been in the war. I'll say the longest, or close to the longest, was in the Middle East. And when the Lord come back, all right, war is going to start off in the Middle East, man. Okay, I mean, wars are already going to be starting, in the Middle East. Okay, because scriptures say, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, okay, which goes into Yahweh Shaphat, which is Yahweh's judgment, because that's what the Lord's going to judge these nations, man, in the Middle East. They're going to be fighting against each other, but and now we are seeing what proxy wars. These little wars that's going to start off that's going to kick it off, man. So now it's a very serious time, man. Okay, and it's like every day now, and this is just Twitter, and this is just showing you how I think this was an article. It says the same footage coming out of the Iran as U.S. and Israeli forces launch devastating strike on the regime's oil facilities, and that's just showing you how wicked America is, because America thinks that it's just the big, the big parent on the planet Earth that that's supposed to come and create peace. But what they do, they just create more violence, man. They just they paint themselves out to be as the so-called peacemakers, but they are not the peacemakers, man. Scriptures say to never trust thy enemy, and and there's a reason why the scriptures say that. All right, because Esau does not have a reputable reputation, man. Okay, because of why all the wicked shit that this devil done did, man. All right, and and there's more articles daily that come out, man. And ask me, brothers, when you do see these articles come out, verify them articles, because sometimes they may be AI, man. Okay, and I know on Twitter, to verify if an article is correct, all you gotta do is @Grok, and that's like an AI system that's gonna verify if it's AI or not AI, man. And this, and this bombing that just happened with Iran, that is, that's true, man. Okay, this is the true thing that happened. So, we are watching, a big war right now, and all these other nations are watching them as well too. China's watching, Russia's watching, NATO's watching too, because NATO's not happy with Trump doing what he did, man. Okay, and now Trump also too showing you that now we living in some exciting times, because now, all right, Spain is an ally of America, a part of NATO, and now Trump said that he's gonna stop dealing with Spain, man. And these nations are not too excited about that. Okay, but going into the title lesson. Okay, now, okay, we are living in some exciting times, man, and with this war starting too, America is going to be destroyed too as well. They are just the beginning of it, but they are going to be destroyed as well. In this war, they're not going to just bomb Iran and try to get away with it. No, man. Okay, this is Isaiah 13 and verse 19. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, because Babylon, America is the glory of kingdoms, because everywhere wants to be like America. Everywhere, when these people come from all these other nations, they come to America because Babylon is seen as that, that luxurious place to live, man, which it is, because Babylon is luxurious, man. Okay, you have Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, all these other, California, all these places that you can go that are appealing, man. All right. And it says the beauty of the child, these excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's just letting you know that how America's going to go out. America's going out by fire. Okay, America's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Okay, and the scripture say that it said no more flood the earth. And I'm roughly paraphrasing. Let's see if I can find it. I just put no flood. Let's see. this shall be with fire. Let me see, and this shall be with fire. I think that's Isaiah, flames of fire. This is Isaiah 66. In verse 15 it says, For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots, the chariots going into those UFOs, and like a whirlwind to render his anger and fury, and with rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and for by his sword with the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. That's right, man. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed coming, man. Okay, the slain of the Lord is going to be many because you understand that these nukes, these ICBMs are going to destroy America on top of the chariots too. That's going to be, zapping this place, man. So, it's going to be trouble on all sides. Scripture's talking about like a day like never before, like a time like never before. And then, there's a reason why it's going to be like that, man. Okay, because, the Lord tired of all the wickedness that Esau have done, man. Okay, he's not going to just get away scot-free. All right, he's not going to just be able to just ride off in the sunset. No, man. There's going to be a judgment for Esau, Edom. Okay, but seeing what's going on, seeing what's going on with Iran and Israel, that should be an eye-opener, man. That should ring a few bells, man. Okay, now is the time to lock in, get serious, do the work. I'm speaking to myself for the form of study more, and that's something that I'm getting into more. Okay, because you don't want the Lord to take you out, at that last end. Okay. Let me grab this here. This is Matthew 24. And it says it's Matthew 24, and I'm going to just jump to verse 7. It says, For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, and that's what we witnessing now, man. Okay? A nation shall rise against nation, nation against nation. That's what we're seeing now. All right? Iran and Israel. Okay, Iran, and the United States. All right, this is in the story how you have an increase, the climax. Okay, we are watching the increase of war, in these times, man. Okay, so now is the time to really focus on Yahweh Shema Shai, get locked in, man. Okay, because Lord coming back quickly, man. Lord already speeding up the times. Okay, so we should really be more focused into prophecy and paying attention to the news that's that's being shown, man. All right, so that's the lesson. Okay, title of the lesson is going to be, we are living in some exciting times, man. Okay, and brothers, stay locked in, stay diligent. Okay, keep watching prophecy because that's the times that we living in. All right, and Lord was listening, this edifying. With that, I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakradash. Double honor Saul apostles and elders of great Nelson that taught us his truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere Archim that's pushing his truth. In all truth and sincerity, on the full corners of the earth, diligently to I say shalom.